you love and care for, that you want you want them to hear of the knowledge as well. Because the awakening is not selfish. It's not just me and you taking all this stuff in, it's all of us. What was it that I wanted to say? I don't know. So many cool stuff is happening in the world. Can't wait for the grand entrance. All right, family, let's get going. 1986, 6th month, Fascicule 18. Explanation about the knowledge book and the contradictions. Oh, this is going to be exciting. This allows you to really, really ponder yourself out and then set your path that is most humbling and calming for you. Okay, our friends. Special contradictions added to the messages dictated in the book are not a matter of importance to us. The goal is the reflection of truth on the consciousness of the medium. This message being dictated is an answer to the questions we have received through your chains of thought. So they're literally analyzing our thought frequencies. Like, that's super cool. The knowledge book is not a book of mathematics and of astrology. You must have comprehended the goal in dictating this book through the fascicules you read until today. The book that is being dictated is a universal constitution. So anyone that writes a book, you are literally writing a universal constitution. Just like in the religion of Islam, anyone that memorized the Quran memorized universal constitutions as well. The knowledge in it is being projected to you through the direct channel of the Lord. That is the most correct source. The intermediaries have been removed. We have pointed out this matter many times. Now, explanations about contradictions will be made to you. So when they say intermediaries have been removed, before, when source sent message and then the supreme emissaries, all the great people received it from the center, and then it was sent to like different layers of beings until it reached the prophet, and then it reached earth. Those intermediaries, those different transmission points, those different focal points have been removed. So it came from the source to the center, Mustafa Mola, straight to Mevlana, so that there is no so that nothing is missing from it. So the book that is being dictated to you is a universal constitution. The knowledge in it is being projected to you from the direct channel of the Lord. That is the most correct source. The intermediaries have been removed. We have pointed this matter out many times. Now, explanation about contradictions will be made to you. The message is being dictated by the command of the center. Okay? And the center receives the command from source. In some of the knowledge in the book, special contradictions are included. These contradictions are especially placed to prepare a medium of selection. You hear that? So when you get to that place that's like, but you said this earlier and now you're saying this, right? It is placed there to prepare a medium of selection. So they're selecting based on how you comprehend the contradictions and how you are able to cipher them and how you're able to choose the path that is most correct for you through the contradictions, because they want to exercise your brain, right? So you either, if let's just say you're vibrating on a lower frequency, you either say, oh, this is really confusing, I just don't know what to do. Or you say, oh, you said we need to join a group to write the book, and now you said anyone who writes the book will be saved. I'm not in a group. I'm choosing this one. This one is best for me, and you better put me on board. You better put me on the ship, right? So these are a criterion of your thought potentials and your frequency powers. So now listen, if they said, you have to do this, and then they said, oh, you don't have to do all of that, you can only do this. And they're talking about these are criterion of your thought potentials and your frequency powers. Now, if they're telling me that unless I do this, I cannot be saved, and we know that the religion said the same thing, but those kind of information is no longer valid, because now we understand that we're atomic whole. We're already in the source. We are the source. We're from the source. The source is in us. We're in the source. We're one. I don't really care where you put me. I'm in the source, right? So this is where they measure your thought potential and your frequency power. How are you ciphering this? Are you letting a message in there break you and lower your frequency, right? Like the other day I was reading and it said that I forgot what it said, but it said something about if somebody doesn't do something, then you're stopped from writing the book. And I noticed that I haven't been writing in a while. Like I'm like 2.5 weeks behind. And I felt bad for a moment. And I was like, wait, hold on. No, I'm going to complete the book in my own time because I have earthly responsibilities as well. So I'm not going to feel like they're cutting me off. No, I make my decision that I'm going to be chosen, and I'm chosen because I said so. You know what I mean? Because then what is my power being a goddess if I don't instruct it to be so, right? So these contradictions are added to induce you to make brain gymnastics as well as assessing the degree of interest you have for these subjects. In this way, a medium of research has been prepared for you through thinking rather than just reading and accepting something blindly. Your planet has now reached this level where we can think for ourselves. Okay? No government should be dictating nobody. Everybody should be thinking for themselves. To read something is one thing, to comprehend it is another, to research it is another. Through the exercise carried out in this way, fields of knowledge, responsibility, and mission are prepared for you. Nothing is given to humankind all of a sudden. Some knowledge, as an element of provocation, should create a medium of research. So something should provoke you, right? Your great fallacy is that you evaluate everything in accordance to the units of time in which you live, okay? Do not forget that in times beyond time, universal time measurements are not equivalent to the time units and the calculations of your planet. Because then, like what I was saying earlier, if everything has already happened on higher dimensions, because time is not the same, if past, present, and future is all valid on one screen and has already happened and ended, like I always say, the day the world was created, the world already ended. Everything that is happening in between is just us experiencing it. However way it was supposed to end has already happened. So what am I worried about? Okay. So influences of different cosmic currents, different cosmic consciousnesses, solar winds, stellar periods, different solar systems, and of different speeds of rotation on the electromagnetic field cause great shifts in time measurements. We're affected by all these. We are trying to give knowledge in accordance with your comprehension by calculating the nearest unit to your time measurements. For example, the rotation span, right, of small Sirius around big Sirius is calculated here as 52 years, while you calculate it as 50 years. Now we know that the Sirius planets, right, the stars, and they're like a really great focal point to our planet. When your time measurement is measured by the time measurement of the plan, it is imperative to calculate the time shifts and leaps. However, for the time being, you cannot calculate these shifts from your planet because you cannot make the calculations of this dimension yet. Time shifts in universal time units accelerate time. They're talking about quantum leaping, okay? Like what I said in that song, quantum jump into realities, right? They're talking about quantum leaping. Remember earlier in the book when they said that there was a time where we slept for about 6 days and we woke up and we thought it was just one night? We literally quantum leaped. For example, the distance you cover in 4 years is equivalent, For example, the distance you cover in 4 years is equivalent here, more or less, the 1 year of time. Okay? So 4-to-1 ratio. In certain dimensions, 1 instant is equivalent to 30 road years. 1 instant is equivalent to 30 road years. Each dimension causes time shift due to the speed of the current it receives, okay? So each dimension has different time. We are trying to give you, that's why if you remember the religious books, in the past they talked about one day is 1,000 years to God. Really what they were saying that in higher dimensions, like time is way different. Like 1 day here is like 1,000 years here is like 1 day up there. And they always gave you that hope that, like, you know, have faith that whatever it is that you're asking for has already happened. Like 1,000 years here is 1 day somewhere else, and it's 1 second somewhere else, and it's a nanosecond somewhere else as well. And then it doesn't even exist somewhere else. Okay. Like you're a blip that never even happened. So I try to urge all of us, like, let's shed all these low vibe depressions, because in a moment of time, none of it could even, all of it will not exist in a moment of time. If there's even a small change, a whole bunch of stuff will not exist. Okay. We are trying to give you knowledge in the light of this knowledge. For this reason, we recommend you not to give much importance to time calculations. All the results of the universal calculations dictated are correct. However, since the calculations here are made according to the micron method, we dictate the closest integer units to you without giving you fractions. But the results, that is, the resultant calculations, are given as they are. There is no incorrectness in the calculations. Do not let this surprise you. Let us repeat again. We are trying to focus the attention with all these procedures. This is a system. It is presented for your knowledge, and that was from the center. Notice to the public consciousness. Our friends, each friend who has attained universal consciousness is writing books in accordance with his or her evolutionary lights. These books shed light on their missions in the world, and knowledge is given to them in this way. The book that the friends write project to us the consciousness of their own mediums, and we assist them in proportion with assistance they lend to the golden age, and we also do so in future years as well. However, it is beneficial to remember this. The books you write are not books belonging only to you. Our friends whom perform missions shed light on their surroundings with these books. A lot of books are out on quantum mechanics and quantum jumping, and so many stuff is out there. One guy, I forgot his name, Ben, I don't know if it's Ben Carson. He's forever talking so esoteric. He is so cool. Dr. Malachi has like, I don't know, 100+ books on the extraterrestrials and everything that we have forgotten in history. Dr. Malachi has so many books on that. He was actually my first awakening master. At the moment, each awakening consciousness on your planet is receiving messages in the direction of his or her own frequency and is writing books. For this reason, I don't want to write books. They keep telling me to write books. I don't. Like, I unless I have an assistant that whatever I say they write, I'm not sitting there writing a book, okay? For this reason, we are dearly grieved by thoughts such as, my knowledge is my book in the most, I'll start from here. At the moment, each awakening consciousness on your planet is receiving messages in the direction of his or her frequency and is writing books. For this reason, we are dearly grieved by the thoughts such as, my knowledge book, my knowledge, my book is the most beautiful. Yours is more primitive. They're talking about ego, the ones that are like, saying, like they discovered the most or whatever it is. They're talking about ego. It's supposed to be for everyone. You're supposed to just tap into your channel, download the information, put it in the book, spread it to the world for the awakening consciousness in humility. Okay? As we have already said above, the books you write are nothing but a document introducing you to us. By this way, missions are allotted to you on your planet. Now it is beneficial to explain something. Now I feel like I have to write a book. Let us repeat again. The dictated knowledge book is a celestial book that has been revealed to your planet as the constitution of the universe. And in the medium of salvation, it helps you by showing you the way. The direct commands of the counsel are being declared to you only through this book. It is presented for your knowledge. Again, that was from the center. How are we doing? Clear message about the knowledge book and the contradictions. It has been dictated article by article so that it can be comprehended better. 1. The knowledge book is a guide for those who will enter the land of eagles. Your salvation is through this path. Okay, that's a constitution. It's a guide for those who will enter the land of eagles. Your salvation is through this path. So if you want to get to the land of eagles, the land of the loving ones, they're letting you know what you have to do. Attain your book and connect your frequency to the book by signing the first page, the first empty page, right? So it locks in with your aura and you're archived up there. And if you want even more advanced dimensions, you write the book. And if you want your family to be saved, you write the book. After you are accepted into this dimension, the perception capacity of the consciousness level becomes activated. Before entering here, no one can comprehend and grasp. After you are accepted into this dimension, which is the land of eagles, the perception capacity of the consciousness level becomes activated. So once you're accepted, then your third eye is fully activated. Before entering here, no one can comprehend and grasp the essence of the messages in their truest meaning. This is a matter of time. Yes, they will be restored to humanity. You can never study this dictated book through a scientific worldview. 4. Not even a smallest change can be made in the fascicules of this dictated book. Messages are being written exactly as they are received. 5. This book has been given to your hands as a guide of frequency. A guide, it guides your frequency. It is a criterion of your essence, of your consciousness. 6. In all celestial books, ciphers and contradictions were especially placed. This is a system and an invitation of thought. 7. When your consciousness levels reach universal consciousness, you will find these contradictions yourself. This is a measurement. 8. No celestial knowledge is given immediately. Sometimes you gain the ability to receive this knowledge centuries later. 9, and that depends on your evolutionary tableau. 9, the reason for placing these contradictions is to stimulate the speed of your thought. 10, there are billions of books on your planet. Even if you read all these books, even if you are full of all the knowledge, you cannot completely understand any of the celestial knowledge given to you completely. 11, read your book not through your logic, but through your essence. Okay? So look for the good. Look for the harmony. Look for the frequencies that make you feel good. Look for the dictated text that gives you that tickle in your essence, right? So it says, don't try to be all logical. Let your soul, let your spirit guide you. 12, your essence is key, is not unlocked by positive science. It's not unlocked by positive science. That which will unlock it are moral enlightenments. For this reason, first, moral fulfillment is imperative. Be good, think good, do good, right? 13, if you have gained this fulfillment through the incarnation rings, then in the period you live in, you do not need worship and books anymore. That's why I said, you hear this part, right? Then you do not need worship and you do not need books anymore if you have already fulfilled, right, the moral enlightenment that you're supposed to have. And so I'm writing the book because I love the book, but I can also choose not to, because where am I going? Where am I going? You can't cut me from source. I already exist. 14, worship is a nice thing. It gives you serenity and purifies those who are not purified. However, for those who are purified, worship is a habit. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Worship becomes a habit, just like writing this book will become a habit for people that already have attained consciousness. Some people actually don't even need the book. They've already attained. Like, you're going to tell me that all the sages, all the prophets that are reincarnated here in their essence body self need to read the knowledge book? You write your own books? Do you mean like you're an author, or are you talking about writing the knowledge book? I'll wait to hear your reply. Is it coming? Is it coming? Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. 15. Moral enlightenment are first allegiance, then perseverance, and then application of worship, and lastly, giving and sharing. So moral enlightenment are allegiance to the Creator, right? Higher vibration. Then perseverance, right? So then you strive hard. And then application of worship to purify you. And then lastly, giving and sharing, right? That's the human love, right? That is showing all that is created love, right? 16, knowledge is prepared according to all consciousness levels. Everyone receives the knowledge of his or her capacity. Sorry. You cannot ask and learn the reasons of contradictions. Each established order has a system peculiar to itself. Just like they created good and then they created evil and they contradict each other. And you walk in between and you get punched by both sides. They contradict you and you choose, because you're just supposed to grow from it. You're just supposed to cipher and persevere through both contradictions and evolve from it, right? Like I said, we don't hate anything. We just say, okay, what's the mission? What's the assignment? And then we ask for Source to give us all the knowledge and wisdom and serenity to overcome it, right? 18, if contradictions are included in the book, sooner or later you'll understand the reasons for this and with your awakening consciousness. 19, each contradiction will lead to a question, and each question will open a gate of knowledge. 20, satisfactions caused by knowledge leads the human to lethargy. For this reason, contradictions are a must. Okay? So if you attain too much, you become lazy, right? Because it is like, what else is there to do? Remember I was talking to you, Jean, today, and I was like, I feel like, sometimes they just block me on purpose, because like I was telling you that I like to fly. Like I like to literally physically and spiritually fly. But if they open me up too quick and I start doing all this stuff now, I'm going to be super, super bored. Oh, you're activated. Yes, Sister Ren, you are. Okay, so satisfaction caused by knowledge leads the human to lethargy. For this reason, contradictions are a must. So they throw you curveballs. 21, there is stimulating factor in each knowledge. 22, celestial books were revealed not to be researched, but to be accepted as they are. These were the first ones. Once your sacred books were requested to be accepted as they are without drawing attention to the contradictions contained in them. That's why a lot of Christians and other religions, they don't ask questions like, it says this and that is that, right? But now, 24, but now the special letter frequencies in the knowledge book are attracting your sight to that point according to your consciousness level. So you are seeing the contradictions because your consciousness level is up. That should make you feel good. 25, in this way, a medium of research and investigation has been prepared for you. And you best believe when you tread on that path, you will find something that is beautiful and golden. Okay, when you don't just leave it and you decide to poke holes at it and find out what are they contradicting you from, you will find something quite golden. Okay, so 26, in this period, everything is being explained in all clarity. Yeah. 27. There are numerous messages in the special contradictions in the seemingly incorrect matters placed in the book. As your consciousness level rise, you will solve these messages one by one. Each word entails a question. For this reason, the message should be read again and again. Hi, Makwa. 28. You will untie the bonds of your consciousness packages yourself. It's in you. You are the power. It is up to you to persevere. 29. The essence of the book has been prepared specially for each level of consciousness on your planet. Everybody's consciousness level is in this book. Nobody should say it's too much for me. Just read. When you come back to it again, you have been upgraded, and you'll gleam different frequencies. Finish it, then come back again. You will gleam way more frequencies. Finish it and come back again. Like, I will be reading this. It's just beautiful. Okay, some knowledge is prepared element of stimulation for your evolution. Okay, so some knowledge is prepared element of stimulation for your evolution. 31. Acceptance of the book occurs according to the levels of consciousness. Today, views that seem adverse to you are accepted easily and solved by numerous friends who live on the same planet, depending on their level of consciousness. And you know this. You know some people will not accept the book. Some people are still waiting for God to come in the skies with white beard, sitting on a golden throne, and do one by one judgment call, come stand and I weigh you and all that stuff. Right? So a lot of people are going to have a hard time. Like one of my friends said, I don't understand. God is supposed to come save us. Nobody has power. What do you mean some beings that God has created is outside of our galaxy or our planet trying to save us? I said, do you remember when the Quran and the Bible said, let us go make man in our image and in our likeness? Who was the us? Who was the us? It's a unity thing. That's why we're being called into universal unification, to be us, oneness, right? There will always be a veil in the answers to the questions asked. Answers will be clarified in proportion with the consciousness you gain. What the heck is that? Is anybody my moderator? I don't know. How do I block people? Oh dear. Can you imagine? What is going on? What do I do? Oh boy, I have no idea. Settings, about me, comment, interact. Nope. Settings, let me see settings. Moderators. Robert is a moderator, Missy's a moderator. Hey. Add moderators. How do I add moderators? Damn it. Add moderators. Okay, not really sure how to do it. Block accounts. Who is this person? I can't even find them. Love, peace, unity. I am a doctor, professor, rock hard, bone shaft. How is my live hacked? Can somebody explain? Block account. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I tried and I click add and it's not letting me add them, but I was able to block them. Okay. Where was I? Only dear Mevlana can receive the questions related to the book directly from the center. However, getting the answers to questions easily causes you to lose many things. So nothing is supposed to come easy for us. If I had, wait, is that the same? If I had one superpower, my superpower is always either love or knowledge. And if you attain knowledge, you understand that the cipher of knowledge is love. If you attain love, you understand that it's knowledge. You can't That'll be my superpower. So exhaust your own consciousness without exhausting those around you. Search, find, and transcend yourself. Search, find, transcend yourself. Okay? Search, find. So search for yourself, find yourself, and transcend yourself. This physical self. Transcend to your higher self, right? 35. You cannot search and find the boundaries of your consciousness universe from the level of raw consciousness. Transcend yourself beyond your limit of thought. Think about the impossible that you think, imagine. Imagination is everything, okay? Imagine it, okay? Go deep, visualize it, create it, because listen, you cannot create something that doesn't exist. So create it, visualize your realm, visualize your world, not this one, visualize the other ones. Put everything you want in there, because you cannot create nothing that it does not exist. So everything that you are visualizing exists, and you're just pulling it from different timelines and different consciousness levels into that imagination. 36, learn, gain the knowledge, not by asking, but by experiencing it. Only then do you have absolute proof. When you have experienced it, nobody can shake you from it. Otherwise, you'll always have doubts when somebody brings something else, right? 37, dive into unseen horizons. But do not ask how to dive, because if your levels of consciousness cannot unify with the universal consciousness, you can never achieve this. This is a matter of evolution. So they're telling you that you should know this, right? You should know this. Remember, they're talking about evolutionary consciousness. They're talking about universal consciousness. And they're saying how to dive, you already know. It's a universal consciousness. However, you need to evolve to that knowing that you can dive. Okay? 38, ready food is eaten easily. Cook your own food yourselves. Only then can you learn how a plate of food is cooked, right? So cook yourself. Prepare yourself. Put all the seasoning, all the vegetables to make you who you want to be, okay? Cook yourself. Cook your consciousness. Prepare your consciousness to where you want it to go and push that. 39, the taste of the food is different for every mouth. Only the one who cooks it can feel its taste. 40, in times beyond time, the universal time measurements and the time units of your planet are not equivalent measures. 41, your great fallacy is to evaluate everything according to time units in which you live. 42, the influences of different cosmic currents, solar winds, different solar systems, different speeds of rotation on electromagnetic fields cause great changes in time processes. That means other solar systems receive different solar winds, receive different cosmic currents, receive different speeds of rotation on the electromagnetic field. So their time is different. 43, we are trying to give you, and this is higher dimension. Higher dimensions have different frequencies because they receive more powerful cosmic currents, more powerful solar winds. Some people have like 10 suns. Okay, so they have like focal energy downloads on their planet. They're different. You know what I mean? We have one. I think now they said we're getting two. I saw two last year. Some people also posted that they saw two. Hence, they're awakening, right? So, 43, we are trying to give you knowledge in accordance with your comprehension by calculating the closest units to your time measurement. 44, the calculations here are made according to the micron method. In the calculations we give to you, fractions are not used. The closest integer unit is taken. The result obtained from the dictated number of calculation may not sometimes be correct according to your calculation, but the result is given as it is. There is no incorrectness. 45, when your time measurement is measured by the time measurement of the plan, always time shifts and leaps are calculated. For this reason, there are differences between calculations of two dimensions. Okay, and we know we have that leap year. They don't really calculate it properly. If we really knew ourselves and we knew the actual rotation of our Earth, we would know and would be conscious of 1 week quantum leap. 46. Each dimension causes time shifts due to the speed of the current it receives. Okay? Each dimension causes time shifts due to the speed of the current it receives. So right now, we are jumping timelines because the currents we're receiving is from numerous galaxies and numerous focal points and cosmic waves. And then the Alpha channel just sent us this book, and everything is really heavy on us. Like our sun is projecting, our skies are projecting. It is raining cosmic frequency, okay? It is pouring cosmic frequency, okay? Every breath you take, you're inhaling like trillions of cosmic energy into you, okay? This is why our time has changed immensely. This is why the awakening, and they say that, this is why they always say in the book that we're making evolution of 1,000 years in 1 year, because literally, remember we just read earlier that some planets, like their 1,000 years are like a certain amount of time, like in some other ones we're like a blip, we're like an instant. They're like an instant is like our 4 years. Yeah, so we're receiving this cosmic energy and we're being upgraded. Our frequency, our entire world is receiving so much cosmic energies where our frequencies are all changing. The Earth's frequency is changing. We're changing. The Earth is changing. It's happening. Can't ignore it. Can't close your eyes on it. Okay. The universal knowledge and calculations dictated from our dimension are all correct. 48. In some of the knowledge dictated in the book, we are trying to focus the attention by making contradiction examinations. 49. If the book is adverse to your thoughts, then your level of consciousness may repel it. You hear that? So if there's contradiction that repels your thoughts, then you may not be matching that frequency. So it says, if the book is adverse to your thoughts, then your level of consciousness will repel it. This is because you're not ready for the universal consciousness of that particular message. For this reason, no one can be forced to accept the book. The initiative is entirely yours. 50. Later, numerous unknown subjects will be mentioned to you. Train yourself now so that your level of consciousness will not be stupefied and dispersed even more. Yeah, it's going down real quick. 51. This knowledge book that will be completed by fascicules in a single book of the entire universe, be a possessor of sincerity. Just thinking of this, okay? Be a possessor of sincerity, just thinking of this. 52. Pay attention to the special commands of the center. Do not underestimate the dictated messages. First faith, then acceptance. 53. The path of learning is not single. Do not ever forget this. In the process of time, all scientific data can easily be refuted. Okay? So what we think we have concreted on and it's absolute and is what we've discovered, in time, new knowledge is going to come true and everything is going to be disputed. Okay? Because like they always say, knowledge is interminable. Okay? Through learning, you take a firm step. You attain knowledge by passing through the sieve of knowledge. You dive into the unknown by passing through the sieve of thought. Okay? So you attain knowledge by diving through logic. You dive into the unknown by diving through thought. You reach the secret within the secret. The problem of each person belongs to himself or herself. The contradictions within you are your fallacies. 55. Your planet will reach universal consciousness as a mass sooner or later. As a mass. Okay? Not as individuals. Only then will you be directly contacted. At present, our friends who have gained universal consciousness are being contacted by different means. Okay? So unless we all gain that consciousness, only then will we be contacted. Or at least a certain amount of us, that's enough to cause a ripple effect. But right now, like all over the world, everybody knows aliens exist. Everybody knows that we're not alone. Everybody knows that beings are here and they've been here. Everybody knows it. I don't even know who will not know it. Even the Christians, or now I wouldn't even say the Christians, but even serious doubters, only repel the knowledge because you're afraid. But they've heard it. In time, they will know it. It is clear knowledge about essence genes. Our friends. I've been contacted straight through my client. Yeah. Oh, you gotta share. You gotta share. Some friends. The initial energy is pure, right? So our initial energy is pure, unimpaired energy. In accordance with the ordinance of the first existence, these essence genes were frozen during the period of the first process of leaving the body and have been specially preserved. So when the essence genes were created, pure, the first time they left their body, their genes were frozen, not in cold, but in time to prevent growth. Only the body cells after that are taken into the evolutionary plan by reincarnation, right? So only the body and the consciousness here goes through reincarnation, but your actual self is preserved in higher dimensions by high-end technology. So the initial gender of these essence genes are generally mother. You hear that? The initial gender of these essence genes are generally mother, because they came into existence from the universe of light. They possess godly power. The spirit has no gender. For this reason, during various incarnation rings, they have enwrapped themselves in the personalities of a woman or man in accordance with their mission in society. Okay, so the prophets and all of that, right? Their initial essence genes are generally mother, but they clothe in masculine body for the role that they have to play, right? Almost all the light prophets are mothers in their essence. Now, this is not talking about woman or man. This is talking about mother, the energy of mother, okay? Because they are creative and productive. We call them, that is, the frozen initial genes, the noble genes. Now, if you would notice, numerous mediums have gained consciousness in your society. Now, if you will notice, numerous mediums that have gained consciousness in your society are directed by women rather than men. And this is projected on you as a mirror of truth. The Anatolian civilization is the cradle of essence genes. For this reason, the entire truth is being declared from the essence of the Turkey of Ataturk through the Anatolian channel by the pen of Dear Mevlana. I don't know if you know the history of this. I only know brief of it. But Ataturk, who was the president who's now up there with them, and he's performing his mission. He has a message in the book also. I believe he's the one that said in the book, peace at home, peace in all universe. He liberated women in Turkey when he came into power, and he gave respect back to women. That's why he's such an essence gene. Ataturk, our order establishing supreme friend, right? This is the past president, made the first reform in the whole world and brought out to light the place of women in the underdeveloped societies by explaining to you what mother is. We are grateful. I see you too. Hey, Ida. You hear that? So that's what Ataturk did. And he's up there with them helping this awakening. So he brought to light the importance and explaining what mother really is, right? So he shed light on mother, and mother gained so much honor and respect. Now he is again together with us and is still working on this path. The sons of the golden age were born in Anatolia, and light will be shed on all wakeful consciousnesses from here. By conveying the truth to you, we are breaking one by one the locks of the medium of taboo. The proof of everything is within time. It will be awaited, it will be seen. Light, whether you like it or not, it will be awaited and it will be seen. The human, and so that was from the light. The human and gene transfers. Our friends, mentioning the gene transfers will be eclipsed by the knowledge we are going to give later. However, we have received the command to transmit the entire truth to our human brothers and sisters according to their capacity universes, right? And remember, they receive command. People think, oh no, this book is not from God because it's just some different beings talking. They receive command from source. Okay? And then they have to put it down. They have to transmit it to Jemavlana, who writes it. As the applier of an order that is established, the first step of the plan is to introduce you to yourselves, and then to set out altogether in the light of the truth. A final and definite word to you: there is reincarnation, and this is an immutable law. The trees are a great example of reincarnation. Water is a great example of reincarnation, from ice, solid, liquid, gas. Instead of accepting it blindly, we will prove it to you, and we will unravel your essence by the assistance of certain different energies in this period of resurrecting. Okay? So we are going to be receiving certain energies in order for us to understand, in order for us to unravel, and we will free you from your conditioned consciousnesses. Wow. Such an order will be established that everyone will accept everything as it is in the direction of consciousness, and she or he will decide this for himself or herself. For this reason, gene transfers will be emphasized several times. It is presented for your knowledge. That was from Center. We are unifying your world through gene transfers. Our friend, your world at the moment is a brotherly, sisterly world, but conditioning and fanaticism have locked the veiled awarenesses. This is the reason why the entire truth is being transmitted to you. For centuries, the divine consciousness of the Christians, of Islam, and of the Far East have been embodied in your world by engrafting fetuses with genes transferred from one to the other. Okay? At the moment, so the genes of these prophets were already in a body, and it was transferred until it met the X. X marks the spot. And then they came out. At the moment, you are all relatives and brothers and sisters with each other. Now let us tell you about the difference between normal genes and the essence gene. Everything begins with the fetus that constitutes the essence gene, and the fetus embodies you by its cell awareness. In the wholeness of a body, these cells, that is, these mini computers, develop by changing shape by the command they receive, and some become cells of blood, some brain, some bone, some heart, some lung, some of nerves. And by this means, they make mission allotments among themselves. So they said, in the wholeness of a body, these cells, that is, so when the fetus is beginning the process of creation, the wholeness of the body, these cells, that is, these mini computers, develop by changing shape by the command they receive. So they're like fully aware. They're like, I always tell women, cover up when you're pregnant, cover your stomach, because that's God's secrets laboratory. Cover it up. Okay, so these mini computers develop by changing shape by the command they receive, and some become cells of blood and brain and bone and heart and lung and some nerves, and by this means they make mission allotment among themselves. However, the entire power is within the essence of the fetus. Cells in the bodies are the mirror images of an evolved fetus. However, they are not essence genes. For this reason, the genes of Moses, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Friend Beatty, Friend Kadri, and Mevlana are the wakeful genes of the golden age. And they present a perfection in the reality of humanity, since they have attained their level of evolvement. They are different from the other normal humans. These genes have been sown to every part of the world. So it's not one of them. It's not one of them. When they say the prophets are all here, they're spread out. Because it says these genes have been sown in every part of the world, and they're here. A gene of Jesus Christ is present in Turkish society. I wrote this part and I don't remember writing this. And the book says every time you finish reading, it will be effaced from your memory. Only like blips will be kept in there. I wrote now I'm going to go check why I wrote this, and I don't remember. A gene of Jesus Christ is present in the Turkish society. A gene of Muhammad is present in Europe and America. Oh, can I remember that part? The gene of Mevlana have been dispersed throughout the entire world. For this reason, the fascicules of the book are being distributed throughout the entire world. It is imperative that the truth should be conveyed and a consciousness must be attained by this means. Essence genes are unveiled awareness. The veiled awarenesses of other genes will be unveiled in time. We're everywhere. We're the air, we're the sun, we're the trees, we're the soil. We're everywhere. Since the light in their essence wakes them up gradually together with the light they receive from their mediums of evolvement, first, they presume themselves as Jesus Christ, Moses, a Muhammad, or a Mevlana. These lights perceive the call of the essence to the essence and shed light on society through this level of consciousness. These genes, I remember somebody, I tried to tell somebody about the book and the person said, you don't understand. I'm the Jesus Christ that you're all waiting for. And I was like, okay. These gene transfers are very detailed. However, we try to give brief and essential knowledge in accordance with the public consciousness. It will be continued again, and that was from Light. Huh? No. So Aisha, this you're reading is the book you wrote with the help of the knowledge book? No, this is the knowledge book. Wait, where am I? Hold on. I have not written anything, and I don't think I want to unless I'm really pushed. I am not writing Jack. I am writing movies. I will write songs, but I am not writing. I don't know. For now, in my state of mind, I don't want to. And you work hard for your writings. Oh, no. Like, you know how I talk about, we write the book word for word, but yeah, no. We write the book word for word. But no, I'm reading the book. Our friends, the essence and the genes that are transferred to your planet as a necessity of the plan are bestowed on your planet with veiled awarenesses. Okay? The essence and the genes that are transferred to your planet as a necessity of the plan are bestowed on your planet with veiled awarenesses. And in the medium of quest, they dive into more advanced dimensions as compared to their first existential evolutions. So the essence and the genes come here with veiled awarenesses, but in the medium of quest, which is the search of knowledge, the search of self, and the search of the creator, the source, right? They dive into more advanced dimensions as compared to their first existential evolution when we first came here. In this way, if a consciousness who completes his or her evolution through numerous incarnations as veiled awareness can reach his or her final dimension of essence evolvement by his or her thought, then she receives reinforcements from the universal plan. And with an unveiled awareness, one dives by this means into the depths altogether by discovering the secrets of the universe. At this stage, the human species is strong in the spiritual plan, whereas we are strong in the technological area. Now, altogether, we will know the unknowns, find the unfounds, and we will transmit the truth to you through the pen of dear Mevlana. Our love is upon the universe. So we're more stronger in the spiritual plan. They're more advanced in the technological plan. However, there's a separation, and our unity will combine both spiritual and technological because they're one, just in different facets. And then we will quest our creator's endless universes together, and we will know the unknowns and find the unfounds. So that was from the center. The method of engraftment. Some special engraftment methods are being applied in gene transfers. Number 1, essence genes carrying advanced consciousness are kept as they are and are frozen. Only the energy that will provide the ability to enter the energies of advanced dimensions is engrafted into their gene. So they basically put frequencies that would allow them to get to advanced dimensions into their gene. A type of incombustible energy is injected so that they can be adapted to energy alterations without being shaken. In this way, they can transfer themselves embodied. Okay, remember when Jesus was beamed up? He didn't die. He was literally beamed up with his body. 2, essence genes that carry universal consciousness are engrafted gradually with the energy of the energy focal point of the center directly. They can enter the dimensions beyond this high dimensional energy easily without being shaken, with your levels of consciousness, not with your world bodies. So that is the second one. So some other essence genes can enter dimensions with your levels of consciousness, right? Others can go embodied because they have that special injection, energy injection, incombustible energy injection in their genes. 3, there are also the genes that are specially prepared. These genes are prepared especially to perform the mission of selection in society, and they are planned with the opposite of the knowledge given to you until today. They cause contradictions in society and prepare people for a medium of quest, and by this means, genuine consciousness and genuine essences are selected through their channel. So this is what I would say would be like the disagreeables, right? Because they said they're specially placed here to cause contradictions, right? But it's according to the plan. So they cause contradictions in society and prepare for a medium of quest. And by this means, genuine consciousness and genuine essences are selected through their channel. That's why I say we don't hate anybody. We don't hate the devil. We know that they're just here to give us the yin and the yang so that we can get punched around and then we form our path. Okay? 4, also the technological awareness of advanced plans are engrafted to normal genes and different energies are applied to them too. All of these are the establishment ordinance of the system in mediums that are taken into evolvement. After the final transfer, these genes are taken into the medium of immortality and are prepared for a different evolvement plan. So technological awareness of advanced plans are engrafted into the normal genes. Technological awareness, you're able to create some stuff, right? And that was from the center. Special question of the group. Let me see how much pages I have. What time do I have? Oh, this is that chapter. It's a good chapter. Hopefully I can get through it. Okay. Special question of the group. The effect of the essence gene on the other genes. Okay. Question. We are asking for a more detailed message about genes and essence genes, please. So this is Dear Mevlana transmitting the question. So we are asking for a more detailed message about genes and essence genes, please. Since Edison and Einstein lived in the same time period, where there are 2 essence genes, we will be happy if you will be so kind as to give us knowledge on this subject. That was from Bulin Korak. That's Mevlana. The answer is, it is clear knowledge for the Mevlana quote. It is dictated by the special command of the center. The reason for all the changes in the universe is the changes within the entrance channel of the Golden Age. We will transmit this to you with all clarity later. Now let us explain the effect of the essence gene on its other genes. An essence gene transferred to your planet sends signals through its essence energy to the genes carrying its energy. So their genes are already here. Remember, everything is pre-planned. So an essence gene up there that's getting ready to come, they send frequency to their gene that is in somebody's sac, somebody's sperm at that point, right? So they say is what? They send signals So an essence gene transferred to your planet sends signals through its essence energy to the genes carrying its energy. That person does not know this, even if she or he is an unveiled awareness. Edison was not an essence gene. However, he was transferred to your planet with a ready consciousness by assembling unknown energies from unknown dimension in his constitution. Okay? Because he had been prepared as a special coat for humanity, he had gained universal awareness as a result of the essential procedures carried out on his gene. Later, he advanced on your planet by his own efforts. Einstein, too, as a twin of the same gene. Now, I want to know who this particular one gene was, right? Because that same one gene was Edison and Einstein. Okay, Einstein too, as a twin of the same gene, was subjected to the same procedure and was thus bestowed on your planet. The essence cells of both of them carry the cells of the light of the world that belongs to a very advanced dimension, the name of which we do not want to give yet. So they knew I was going to ask that question. Literally said, now I want to know. And they said, we do not want to give yet. However, these cells of theirs were taken into special transformation medium by the command of the divine plan and were engrafted with the light knowledge of advanced dimension. Now listen, remember when we read number 4 up here when we was talking about the method of engraftment, and it said also technological awareness of advanced plans are engrafted into normal genes and different energies are applied to them too. All of these are establishment ordinance of the system in the mediums that are taken into evolvement. After the final transfer, these genes are taken into the medium of immortality and prepared for different evolvement plans. Remember the technological awareness at Edison and Einstein created so much cool stuff. For this wait, did I finish? Yeah. Wait, no. However, these cells of theirs were taken into a special cell transformation medium by the command of the divine plan and were engrafted with a light knowledge of advanced dimensions. I did read that. For this reason, they both have become essence genes. Actually, they are twin special genes. In the period in which he lived, Edison shed light on Einstein through his cell consciousness, and Einstein advanced by this means. They worked your planet gained. Einstein was transferred to your planet in the year electricity was discovered. Many more special genes and their genes have been and will be sown on your planet. Essential nuclei in other dimensions of advanced technologies are on your planet at the moment. Essential nuclei in other dimensions of advanced technology are on our planet at the moment. Okay? So essential nuclei, if you just visualize the atom, are basically a very cool being in other dimensions of advanced technologies are on our planet at the moment. So we're about to really get nothing is new. If Tesla discovered the 369 rule of free energy, is not new. And even before Tesla, we had telepathy. We were able to do telekinesis and sound wave and brain energy and all that stuff. All this stuff is not new. It's just that we got veiled and now we're getting unveiled again. And they are preparing for your universal journeys. Genes of Edison and Einstein together with your essence genes are being transferred to your planet just like the other friends. We're about to get wild. And in steps that will be taken towards advanced technologies, your planet will get in contact with more advanced dimensions by their efforts. Since this period of resurrecting is a period of transition, at this first stage, essence genes who gain genuine consciousness in the medium of Islamic mysticism have been transferred to your planet by the command of the divine plan. They will assist you in your religious progresses. In this way, the first step has been taken. Transition from the religious dimension to the universal dimension will occur in this way. So, certain genes that belong to the religious dimensions are also here to help people transition from the religious dimension to the universal consciousness. This will constitute the entrance gate of the golden age. The sixes are the keys of the gates lock. Remember the sixes? These are the sixes. Let's see if I can find it. Moses, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, friend Beatty, friend Kadri, and Mevlana are the sixes. Okay? They're the ones that are helping with the transition. So the sixes are the keys of this gate on lock. So they're the key to the locked gate, right? In 1997, we will bring these sixes together privately and secretly. We will briefly mention the sixes again for you to comprehend this matter very well. And that was from the center. Note, to these 6 friends who cooperated with us, no interference has been made. They claimed their essence through their individual efforts. For this reason, their essence genes were left as they were, because they are the direct channels of our Lord. We have received the command from our Lord not to interfere with them. Nevertheless, service in the same direction are given now. It is our duty to thank the supreme friends of ours for their confidence they had in us. Whew, it's heavy. I'm not done, but I'm just going to watch the screen for a little bit. Good evening, Postal. Oof, 1,000 times. Essence genes transfer. Just imagine the essence genes, like dear Moses, brother Moses, and brother Jesus. Just imagine their magnitude of frequency, and it's all here right now. And friend Beatty and Muhammad, peace be upon them, and they're all here right now. Just imagine the amount of at the same time. They're all here at the same time. Just imagine the frequency that is being projected on us from within and without. Like, that is just phenomenal. That is just phenomenal. Okay, notice, supreme consciousnesses will be directly connected to the center. Private channels of everyone will be taken from the archives to the focal point. Private channels of everyone will be taken from the archives to the focal point. In this focal point, there will be special missionaries. Oh, did I miss something from Gloria? It's so great, yeah. Okay. In this focal point, there will be special missionaries of the entire cosmos. In future, private meetings will be held with these friends, and more accelerated operational program will be applied by taking the operational ordinances under supervision. The healing sessions will be directed by the center for the time being rather than individual currents. So they're saying that anyone that does healing, the center is in charge. The center, okay. They're saying that the center is in charge of healing. So you just be the medium that basically, gets the energy and then put it to that person. But you are not, nobody's going to be doing the healing on their own. If you're truly a pure medium, you just connect to the center and the center just transmit it through you, because it's about high frequency. Remember, illness is about low vibration and low frequency, right? So the individual who is the medium for healing is more able to attach itself to the higher frequency from the center, right? The healing frequency. And then they transmit it to the individual who's low vibration and having an illness, right? Okay. The nature of the messages will change as the days go by, and you'll be contacted by the dimensions unknown to the raw plan. The nature of the messages will change as the days go by, and you will be contacted by the dimensions unknown to the raw plan. The nature of the messages, as you keep reading them, will change as the days go by. And as they change, and as you attain these frequencies, you will be contacted by unknown dimensions. We will convey to you the knowledge unknown to your planet until today. After June 21st, the year of 1986, how did my battery die so fast? After June 21st, the year of 1986, ascended unification centers and the direct focal point will be established every year until the year 2000 All the focal energies will be connected to the single channel and will get in connection with the direct unification channels of the Universal Council. It is presented for your knowledge. All focal energies are connected to the center. So all the ascension masters from the religions of the Far East, all the sixes, all focal points that are awakened, veiled, unveiled consciousness, that are receiving and transmitting frequency, are all connected to the center, because this was 2000. The sixes. So our friends, the messages we are giving to you now will shed light on all humans in society, all humans. In this period, your planet is on the eve of a very big examination. COVID was one big test too. Due to this fact, we are obliged to notify you the truth in all clarity. These messages of ours may be our longest messages. However, we are obliged to give details. This explanation is very crucial for humanity. The truth must be comprehended. The goal of the establishment of the Golden Age is that everyone should serve society with an awakened consciousness. Everyone should serve society with an awakened consciousness. First, wake up yourself, then wake up society. From the first applied period of the divine plan until this age, which is the final period, rather a single order has been dominant in the entire cosmos, and this order has reached our time, showing very little variances. However, the genuine golden age will be established in the light of the essence consciousnesses. Through this age of sincerity that we call the final period of resurrecting. Okay, so the essence consciousnesses are literally projecting the golden age trajectory and the golden age frequencies on us. Meanwhile, and the essence consciousnesses are the sixes and their essence genes. Meanwhile, there are hundred thousands of genes that have been attained. Meanwhile, there are 100,000s of genes that have attained their essence selves. However, their levels of consciousness cannot transcend their capacity universes. This means that they live with veiled awareness. All the sages whose enlightenment channels have been opened by all religious suggestions, which are holy relics, and all the prophets ever existed who have written these types of books through the direct channel are living on your planet at the moment. All the prophets, all the sages are all here right now through gene transfer. Besides, the light brains of very advanced technologies and friends who have attained the apex of learning are in the same way on your planet by gene transfers. Ooh, it's a party on Earth. We have mentioned these before, and now we will mention the sixes, who are the initial focal point energies of the Golden Age. Okay, at the moment, your rod lives in the humane consciousnesses of the awareness at the moment, your rod lives with the humane consciousnesses of the awareness who have or have not been able to awaken as a result of gene transfer. So some of the gene transfers are not awakened yet. Since the Book of Islam until now, the period of religions and prophethood has ended and a golden age has started by gene transfers. However, egos have increased due to the transformation of religious themes into fanaticism, and there have been division in all religions by sects. However, the mass consciousness of these sects have caused certain masses to awaken more quickly. So even though they're doing all that harm, others are also waking up to say, what kind of nonsense is that? And by this means, the medium of taboo has been taking root. The essence genes of the Golden Age, who we call the sixes, are Moses, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Friend Beatty, Friend Kadri, and Mevlana in sequence. The bodies of these friends in the periods of their missions were beamed during the time of leaving their body before entombment, whatever. So their, So their bodies were beamed out. So it says the bodies of these friends in the periods of their mission were beamed during the time of leaving the body before they bury them. The special agreements were made one by one with each of them. These friends are the purified light of the divine path, and they have bestowed their own bodies on humanity with awareness and love. According to this agreement, each cell in their bodies has been sown one by one to succeeding generations, and preparation have been made in your world for a golden age by a highly mature generation, tantamount to the view you call the medium of maturedness. However, the essence genes of these bodies have been kept here frozen for centuries, and in this final period of explaining the truth, they have been transferred to your world one by one, together with the essence genes of the bodies belonging to their initial existence. That is, their initial and final genes have been unified. For this reason, their old personalities have been effaced, and their initial personalities have come to front. So that means that a lot of the prophets in their bodies are probably women right now. I just got goosebumps. So that is, their initial and final gene have been unified. For this reason, their old personalities have been effaced, so it's cleared out, and their initial personalities have come to forefront. At the moment, you cannot recognize them as you evaluate them according to your conditioned consciousnesses. So we think of them as how they came when we first met them, but they're not like that. A lot of people are probably going to be looking for men, and they're probably not going to be. And they'll probably not have the same skin, and they'll probably not live in the same place, and probably doing something completely different. Because remember, they're not trying to bring back religion. They don't want nobody to come worship them, because that medium of taboo is abolished, right? At the moment, they are serving your society with an unveiled awareness. Let us seize this long message here and continue later. And that was from Light. Dun, dun, dun. How are we doing? Do we need to slow it down? Whew. Thank you, Gloria. How are we doing? We're good? My family of 10? Okay. Thank you. Stop. General message. Our friends, the transition in this period of resurrection will be provided entirely by the frozen essence genes, who are the supreme ones of the religious dimension. So this period of resurrection, this transition, right, is orchestrated by the supreme ones from the religious dimension. These noble genes have already been transferred to your planet, and they live amongst you. They just want you to hear that part in case you're missing it. Their mission is to transfer you beyond the religious dimension by the consciousness and knowledge they have gained. At this stage, the knowledge book is being dictated to our friend who has first cooperated with us on this path, and she is amongst you to prepare her human brothers and sisters for the ordinance of salvation. With having a big family, much appreciated. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Okay, I'll continue. So, the entire universe is being unified through different means. The entire universe, okay? If it's happening at the macro level, you best believe it's happening at the micro level, because if the entire universe is unifying, compared to the universe, we're micro, like nano micro. So if the entire universe is unifying, best believe we're unifying. Meanwhile, interplanetary contacts have also been started by the advanced technologies of other solar systems. Interplanetary contacts. These friends, whom you call extraterrestrials, get in contact with you from time to time. Later, you will attain such a technological level that friends in all planets will easily make universal journeys all together by the same vehicles, without the necessity for any protective medium. Ooh, fun. I kind of just wish to fly though. Like, do I really have to go in a vehicle? Can I just, I don't know. Maybe I'll need food, so I'll take a vehicle. Of course, these things will occur with the progress of time, and our friends who have made great efforts in the establishment of the golden age will be embodied again in these beautiful mediums. Hold on. And our friends who have made great efforts in the establishment of the golden age will be embodied again in these beautiful mediums with your near and dear ones, with your unveiled awarenesses, knowing who they are. Can you visualize that? Can we go to bed thinking about that tonight? This is a word of God. This will be the good result and the gain of our friends who serve on this path. You are being prepared for salvation by this means. It is presented for your knowledge. Notice of the Universal Council. Angel bell and key. Angel bell meaning and key found. I say. The agreement made with the sixes. Our friends, the agreement made with the sixes are very special nature, because through the signatures they have placed with awareness in the constitution of humanity, they have cooperated with us and have been unified with us on the path of humanity. And they have desired to return to your planet in this final period to help with humanity. They have sacrificed themselves by challenging even death without the hope that they will ever be resurrected, without knowing what would happen. After this agreement we made, this system has also been applied on all the evolved genes and awarenesses who have been awakened on the path of learning and science, as well as high consciousnesses who have gained success in every area have also been subject to this process. Oof. So they signed contracts to come back here for us in this period. Let us explain a little more for you to comprehend. For example, Hitler carried the essence gene of Napoleon. Einstein carried the essence gene of Edison. This means that there is no difference between them other than the change in names. We're reading the knowledge book. Oh, thank you. You can Google the Mevlana Essence Nucleus Group and read the excerpts. If you need any help, just comment on any of my posts and I can direct you to where you can buy it from, depending on the country you live in. Okay, where was I? So, for example, Hitler carried the essence genes of Napoleon. Einstein carried the essence gene of Edison. This means that there is no difference between them other than the change in names. The difference between these awakened consciousnesses and the essence genes in the divine plan is the hastiness and the quick action of the former. But in the others, that is, in those in the divine plan, there is patience and prudence. Okay, so that's the difference between these two genes. Remember, can't call anybody evil because you're just sent here to cause contradiction for you to find yourself. Okay, great. Wakeful consciousnesses who rebel against injustice and divine consciousnesses who try to attract humanity towards the true path are tossed about in the midst of this chaos. So wakeful consciousnesses who rebel against injustice and divine consciousnesses who try to attract humanity towards the true path are tossed about in the midst of chaos. Besides this, genes who come from other planets that have caused technological advancements also live among you at the moment. And they are trying to accelerate our connection technologically with the transfers on your planet. So we have advanced beings that are like just tech, like they're tech, like they're like literally working with the magnetic field. They're working with frequencies. They're like, their technology is way advanced. Like they're not even working with like metallic poles or anything. They're literally dealing with, remember, everything is electromagnetic, whether it's wind or whatever. They're literally here. They're just tech guys. They're like the tech guys, and they're trying to connect us. They're trying to make the connection between us and our other celestials. Besides the special missions we perform in space, the powers who come from other solar systems too have direct connections with you. And all the galaxies that have put their signatures in the Universal Unification Council are making connections with some of you on your planet, one by one, through their special vehicles. Oh my days, today there were so many ships. So many ships. They were not even trying to hide. Like, I was like, oh, you guys. All holy ones, scientists, friends whom you call extraterrestrials live all together on your planet at the moment. Yo, it is a mixing bowl right now. Yo, Can this happen any faster? I just want us to get to that place where nobody is paying any kind of bills, where all of us are in direct connection and communication with our celestial family, and we're all just united, and we're all just knowing ourselves and attaining ourselves, and we're all telepathically connected, and we're all seeing with our third eye, with unveiled awareness, like the realm of colors. Oh my days. I don't know. I feel like it's taking long for me, but patience, infinite patience. Okay. Along with this, our human friends, whom we call ants, are reproducing unceasingly. The tableau of your planet at the moment is this. Okay. I don't know if they explain what ANTS is. Along with this, our human friends, whom we call ants, are reproducing unceasingly. The tableau of your planet at the moment is this. Where would I find? Let me see if ANTS means something different in the glossary. Nope. Wait, hold on. No, it's not here. They have antimatter, but they don't have ants. Nope, it's not there. Maybe they'll explain later. Unless somebody else know. Exciting times, yeah. The period called resurrection is this. The very resurrecting of the awareness is also this. And meanwhile, we are indebted to declare our thanks and gratitude to all our terrestrial friends who have attained the truth and who serve humanity on the golden age, on the path, on the true path, and our friends who serve the salvation in the universe. Friends who serve justly on this path have been taken into salvation. Those who are right were never left to be trampled over by those who are wrong. The scales of justice are in the hands of the divine order. So what do we fear? The scales of justice are in the hands of the divine order. If something horrible was to happen to anybody on this planet, don't be sad. Only because we understand that we're mortal beings, right? And we know that once we get to the firmament and our frequency and our scale is weighed, right? And it weighs highly, right? Fingers crossed. We get to get out. And if not, like we come back and we just continue where we started from. So we even evolve faster, attain more knowledge faster, because we're not starting from grade 1. We'll be starting from the last year of our PhD, right? So they're going to try a lot of stuff because they've lost your power. We know that. They're going to try a lot of stuff because they've lost your power. We know that. They're going to try a lot of stuff because they've lost your power. We know that. What they're going to do, but whatever it is, just laugh. Just talk to your neighbor, okay? Don't make them stop you from talking to your neighbor, from consoling each other, from drawing positive energy and calming them down, since you are all in the know, okay? Talk to your neighbor, okay? Connect with humanity, okay? Don't let them ever separate us with that social isolation bullshit ever again. We're done with that, okay? That's never, ever going to happen again. If they're going to say, bring your body to inject something, otherwise you can't get food, let us shed the body. It's okay. Let the body wither. We will come out. Attain yourself. If you attain yourself, who was it? One of the prophets, or both of them, their mother was really hungry at some point, and a celestial being brought them food. Okay? In the earthquake that happened in Turkey, a little child that was trapped under the rumbles, when they finally found the child said that somebody in white always brought her food, or him, I don't remember the gender, always brought them food. They were never hungry, food and water. So it's all here. That's why, like, the practice of fasting is so important, because then you remove the ego from this body. Like, you're hungry if you're so connected to this body, okay? You can be full. You can be so full if your consciousness is highly activated, okay? Because you will understand you can draw energy from the air. You can create whatever it is from the air to sustain you. You can tap into the sun's frequency to sustain you. You can do so many different stuff. Like, if you decide to comprehend yourself as an energy field, right? So the period of resurrection is this. The very resurrecting of the awareness is also this. And meanwhile, we are indebted to declare our thanks and gratitude to all our terrestrial friends who have attained the truth and who serve humanity on the golden age on the true path, and our friends who serve the salvation of in the universe. Friends who serve justly on this path have been taken into salvation. Those who are right will never be left to be trampled over by those who are wrong. The scales of justice are in the hands of the divine order. The order will be established under the light of truth. Okay? The light of truth. So when you've attained all truth, what is there to fear again? The only reason why there's fear is because there's unknowns to us. But once we have, where am I? I'm sorry, I tried. It's gonna be chakras and which dimension they connect to and which frequency they connect to. And then imagine if you wanted to meditate to a particular dimension or frequency, you would know which one, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, in which scalar, 1 to 16, will you play, right? So it's pretty cool, but I don't think I can finish it today. My battery's low, the time is almost up, and I don't want to rush it. I want us to digest it. I am no one truth but one lie, either in, and if there is no lie or truth, then what can I be then? I am. I am. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. I'm so well. Small chats before we go. Small chats. Small chats. Today, I almost messed up my liquid fast. I scooped like 1 spoon of rice. I was so hungry and I have to feed the kids. I can be all if I manifest that I am grateful. That is true. That is true. Because you have to appreciate the nothingness to get the allness, right? Gratitude is such a beautiful frequency people don't understand. Like, having gratitude is such a beautiful frequency people underestimate it. People will be so much more happier if they practice gratitude. Yeah, I understand that, okay? If people understand gratitude, they'll be so much more happier. So much people are so miserable and mean because they just do not practice gratitude, because they think they don't have enough, and they project their anger towards everything and everyone around them because they're just so tense and so stressed out. But if they will step 10, steps back and just, evaluate everything that they have, everything that they've gone through, that they're still here, even just having a vision like, oh, this is what I want for my life in the future. You should have gratitude for that to be able to even think of a beautiful future, because so much people are in such slums that they cannot even think of a bright future. But I would love to have gratitude, even being in the slums. I would love to have gratitude of manifestation, of just visualizing and imagining this beautiful life, this beautiful life that I can have, no matter what the situation is. Like, gratitude can be taken from so many different points. And if you practice gratitude well, your stress level is so gone away from you, and you will be like naturally high. You will be naturally high if you practice gratitude. Because then it's the feeling of fulfillment, right? And then it's a feeling of abundance when you practice gratitude, which means that you are saying you already have, because you have so much already. Even if you think it's not, you're so thankful for it that only more is going to come, because things like to go where they appreciate it, right? In the period of resurrection, how are you people? How's the family finding the awakening? I get to be here, but I don't really get to, like, hear all your experiences and what y'all going through and what level y'all are on, because we have to share. You have to share knowledge, because you sharing elevates somebody else, to understand something that they may have not understood, or they may have not even thought about. So how are we all faring out in this awakening process? Anyone? Kay, would you like to come and talk if you can go live with us? Anyone? It's all good. Soon we'll all be telepathically connected anyway. I can read your thoughts. Well, familiar, since nobody's saying anything, I thank you all for coming. And I'm not sure when I'll be back. When they kick me out of my house, I will come back. Infinite gratitude. Rise above your depressions. None of this is real. You're literally, this dense matter is not even dense. It's all light particles closely knit together. None of them is actually touching each other. None of them is actually touching each other. They're all just closely knit together, but vibrating. You're always vibrating. Your frequency, you're always vibrating. Nothing is stationary. Even the buildings are vibrating. Mountains are vibrating. Nothing is stationary. Everything is vibrating. Just elevate yourself. It is amazing times. It's incredible. Yeah. Vibe. You are vibration. Always vibe. Just make sure that you are positive vibration. So much so that any negative vibrations literally just get turned into positive the moment they come into your vicinity. Okay? I appreciate you, Gloria. Great vibes. Do I? Really? Huh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eva. Remember, everything is a matter of perception. I was saying last time that all of us should really just focus our mental energy on projecting the kind of world that we want to live in, that is full of unity, love, and abundance and freeness, right? We should really project that mind, that we should put our mental energy on that. We should put our mental energy on that vision that we really, really want, because in doing so, remember, we create our reality, right? And everything is here. What I'm seeing all around me, how this phone is seeing me and I'm seeing it, is all in the mind. It's not this. These are just portals that are receiving codes and transferring it to my brain, and is just deciphering, and I'm just visualizing all of this in here. I'm interpreting it. Codes and transferring it to my brain, and is just deciphering, and I'm just visualizing all of this in here. I'm interpreting it. So let's project what is here also outwards, and this in here. I'm interpreting it. So let's project what is here also outwards, and let's bring heaven on earth for all of us. We deserve freeness. We deserve to go into all the other planets and galaxies and chill. We are immortal beings, and it's time that we break out of the shell, right? We break out of the shell. Like, we should be able to cast our consciousness. If we're not able to, like, bodily transfer ourselves into different dimensions while we're here, we can definitely travel with our consciousness into other dimensions and take different bodies when we get there and do a whole bunch of stuff. Have a blessed night, Kay. Let's bring heaven on earth, family. Let's do it. Okay, so we're in the divine love of the Almighty, the Absolute. We're created in this love. This love is in us, and we are in this love. We are one in the all, and the all in the one. And we're uniting according to the command of the Source, our Creator. And so let us all love each other. Let us humble ourselves, and let us have patience with each other. Let us help each other awaken to our higher selves, to our higher consciousness. Don't ask anybody about who you are. Ask yourself. Ask your higher self. Who am I? What am I? What is my mission? Only you know you. Know your cipher. Know your code. Okay? Don't be a slave to your physical vessel. That means don't get trapped in all the things that are here, emotions and other stuff. Don't be a slave to yourself. Okay? Don't be a slave to another human being or another creation, a draconian. I don't care what it is. Don't be a slave to other slaves, because we're all servants of the Creator. So do not be a slave of somebody else. Find yourself. Find yourself. Find your sovereign self. Okay? There is no superiority. There is no inferiority. You can find yourself. You have the capacity to find yourself. Oh, Loretta, I am done, lovely lady. We haven't chatted in a while. How are you doing, beautiful lady? Sometimes I wish, one of you would come and share a whole bunch of stuff with us. Yes, Joni, exactly. Find yourself. You hold the secret to all the universe within you. You exist from the universe. We're created simultaneously with our medium. Okay, you're old. Okay, in a good way. It means you're immortal. Ask yourself, who am I? What am I? What is my mission? Who am I? What am I? What is my mission? And look for your signs. We are all an atomic whole. There is no separation. Soon we'll understand it very clearly. And we will dance. And we will dance in the energy of the universe. Making your mistakes and learning from it and evolving. Ooh, my connection was lost. Sorry, am I back? Like, if all of us were just free to learn, make our mistakes, learn from it, triumph, etc., I'd be cool. But the fact that some other beings are acting like masters and they themselves are servants of the Creator, that I don't like. I don't like when people are unhappy and people are stressed. I don't like that. I want everybody to be elevated. Know yourself, know yourself, know yourself. Break the chains, untie the knots. Your father is the all father, the all house. Forget a farm. You choose a body. You choose your parents. Oh, that's cool, Missy. That's cool. But I am off. So peace, love, and light.